All right, guys, good morning. Okay. Multiplying, dividing positive and negative numbers. I combine these two because they use the exact same rule, and the rule is super easy. Okay. It's a lot easier than the subtracting subtracting positive and negatives. Okay. So go ahead and press pause and go ahead and copy your notes down. Okay. All right, you should be done copying your notes. So let's go ahead and get into the notes and I can explain. Okay. Okay, multiply or divide the numbers, then you're going to count the number of negative signs, and that's going to tell you if your answer is going to be positive or negative, okay? If you have an odd number of negatives, your answer is going to be negative. If you have an even number of negatives, your answer is positive. Now, if you're just multiplying two numbers together, two factors, or dividing two numbers together, then pretty much if they have the same sign, your answer is going to stay positive. It's going to be positive. So if you're multiplying a negative times a negative or positive times a positive, your answer is going to stay positive. Okay, it's going to be positive. If you're multiplying or dividing different signs, for example, a negative and a positive or a positive and a negative, your answer will always be negative, regardless of who's bigger. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing here. So let's get into some examples. Okay, here I multiply 13 times 4, which gives me 52. So I multiply like normal. Now look at the signs. Are the signs same or different? They're different, so my answer is going to be negative. Okay? 13 times 4 again is 52, but now take a look. My signs, I have a positive times a negative. They are different. My answer is going to be negative. Negative 13 times a negative 4. Multiply as if they were regular, so 13 times 4 is still 52, but now look at the signs. My signs are both negative, so they are the same sign, which means my answer is going to go into a positive, okay? And then we have our normal multiplication problem. Multiplying two positives together also gives you a positive answer, so that should be a positive 52. So again, if you're multiplying two numbers that are different signs, your answer is negative. If you multiply two factors that are the same sign, your answer will be positive. Okay. Dividing has the exact same rule. So let's divide 16 divided by negative 4. So divide like normal, pretend the negatives aren't there. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now look at the signs. Are my signs the same or different? They're different. I have a positive and a negative, so my answer is going to be negative. Okay. 16 divided by 4 again is 4, but now look at the signs. I have a negative 16 and a positive 4. My signs are different. It's going to be negative. Okay. So it doesn't matter who's bigger. It just matters if they're the same or are they different. Okay. Negative 16 divided by negative 4. It's still going to give me 4. My signs are the same. They're two negatives, which means it turns into a positive. So positive 4. And then a positive 16 divided by a positive 4, that's your normal division problem. And they would be a positive 4. Okay, so that's what we have there. Now, let's go into some more examples with the factors of 10. Okay, I love 10s. So if I say, what is negative 10 squared? Okay, what that means is negative 10 times negative 10. Now, if you take a look at your exponent, this tells me I have two negatives, okay? So that means I have an even number of negatives. And you remember what I told you what an even number of negatives mean? The answer is going to be positive. Okay, so this will give you a positive 100. Okay, let's take a look at the other one. Let me change the color. Let's say I have negative 10 cubed. That means negative 10 times negative 10 times negative 10. Now, if you take a look, 3 negatives. Well, that's an odd number of negatives, isn't it? 3 is odd, which means if I have an odd number of negatives, my answer is also going to be negative. Okay, so this means negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1,000. Okay, so that's a good time to use that whole even versus odd thing, is if you have an exponent like that, okay, or a long problem. Now let me show you some algebra stuff that you can actually use with this, or that you might see later on, okay, or you might even see now. So let's say I have a negative sign, then a parenthesis, another negative sign, and then or let m be whatever number you want, okay? What this really means is there is an invisible 1 right there. So what this really means is negative 1 times negative whatever number is in there, okay? So if you look at here, you're multiplying a negative times a negative. So your signs are the same. And if you remember, if your signs are the same, your answer will be a positive answer, okay? So again, if you have a negative outside the parenthesis, that really means negative 1 times whatever's inside, okay? So now that you know that, look what happens if I do this. If I have a negative parenthesis and then a positive number inside, okay, it still means the same thing. It still means negative invisible 1 times any positive number in there, any positive rational number, so decimals, fractions, whatever. So here I'm multiplying a negative times a positive. Negative times a positive, my answer is going to be negative, okay? So my answer will be a negative number, just like that, okay? Are we good? You think? All right, let me see. So that's the rules. If the signs are the same, your answer will be positive. If your signs are different, your answer will be negative, but multiply and divide like normal. So go ahead and copy the note, copy the try it outs in the back, okay? Press pause, see how well you do, okay? And we'll see you back in a few. All right, let's see how you did. So you should have done 8 times 2 is 16. Your signs are the same, so it would stay a positive 16, okay? 9 times 14, let's see, 126. I have a positive 9 and a negative 14. The signs are different, so it should be a negative 126, okay? 66 divided by negative 3, so I'm going to divide like normal. 66 divided by 3 gives me 22. My signs are different, so it should be a negative 22. All right. I always forget the last equal sign. 119 divided by 119. That should be a 1. My signs are the same, so it should stay a positive 1. Okay. How did y'all do? All right. If you did well, awesome. If not, just remember the rule. Practice, 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 okay? Let's do some more examples. Just like before, you can either do them with me or you can just watch, okay? It's up to you. All right, the first part is multiplying, the second part is division. So let's take a look at the first one. The first one is 2 times negative 8. Okay, so 2 times negative 8, well, I'm going to multiply like normal, so 2 times 8 is 16. Then I take a look at the signs. Are my signs the same or different? They are different. If you remember, different equals negative answer. Okay, so I'm going to put there to remind me. So it should be a negative 16. Okay? Negative 3 times a negative 4. Well, multiply like normal. 3 times 4 is 12. But now my signs are the same. Same signs means no matter what, your answer is going to be positive. So it's going to stay positive 12. Okay? And 8 times a negative 4, multiply like normal. 8 times 4 is 32. My signs are different, so my answer is negative 32. Okay? Let's look at the next one. Now we're in division. Same rule, okay? 52 divided by 4 is 13. Look at your signs. Are my signs the same or different? They're different, so my answer is a negative 13, okay? 125 divided by a negative 25. So I'm going to multiply like normal. Oh, that's a negative, sorry. Negative 125 divided by negative 25. So divide like normal. So that should give you 6, right? And then look at your signs. Are your signs the same or different? They're the same. So it's going to stay positive 6. And the last one, negative 32 divided by negative 16. Well, 32 divided by 16 is 2. My signs are the same, so it's going to be a positive 2. Okay? Go ahead and watch the videos if you need more videos, more practice, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget your assignment. Okay, guys? All right. Have a great day, and we'll see you.